Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome back to another episode of Saints TV Weekly. It is May 30th, 2022. Another week has gone by in the AFL, and for our club, it was a very good weekend all round in the AFL and the VFL. So we'll start right there and get into some of the good news of the last 7 days. So yesterday we took on North Melbourne. Sunday, 1:10 Marvel Stadium, round 11 in the AFL, and I was expecting a big response from North, to be honest. They've had a terrible week on the park in the media. Their coach has been under heavy scrutiny. Their players, namely Horne-Francis, their number one draft pick, looking to delay signing a new deal and potentially leaving at the end of the season, which would be catastrophic. And our boys looking to get a third straight win, go into the bye at 8-3. This could have been a danger game, but as the scoreboard shows, we were 53-point victors, 103-50, and we got the job done in a pretty comfortable way, a pretty professional way, mature way is the way I would describe it, and that's the way I described it in my review. So if you want to see the full dissection and reaction from myself after the round 11 game from yesterday, make sure to click on my match review video after you finish watching Saints TV Weekly. But overall, it was what we needed to do. It would have been nice to kick 25 goals and win by 100, but North Melbourne, they started pretty well, but it didn't seem like a game at any point that we were really threatened. I thought we were fairly comfortable, maybe too comfortable at stages, but we got the job done, 53 points, and thanks to a result falling our way, the Collingwood result against Carlton, we sit in 4th position on the ladder going into our bye next weekend, which is amazing. So it's great to see that off the back of 2 straight losses after Melbourne, we backed it up with 3 straight wins. Great performance there. Brad Hill, Sinclair. Mitch Owens was incredible. 2 goals, 10 tackles, 14 disposals. Nasiah running along the wing and bouncing the ball 6 times and then hitting Max King up in another part of the game with a lace-out pass, and then Winhager doing some very nice things in the middle of the ground as well. So overall, solid game, no injuries, and we got the 4 points. In terms of the VFL news, Sandringham, obviously I think we took on North Melbourne at Trevor Barker Oval yesterday, and the key standouts for the game was Dan Butler, who was pretty quiet in the VFL last week. He's missed AFL football for the last 2 or 3 weeks now. He had 23 disposals, but most importantly, he kicked 5 goals, and that's what we need Dan Butler to do. Get that feeling of kicking bags again and kind of getting a taste for goals. Jack Billings was very good, finished with 24 disposals and kicked a goal. Experienced ruckman Tom Campbell had 51 hitouts and 23 disposals as well as a goal, which is huge. And then former skipper Jaron Geary, 21 disposals and 1 goal. Jared Lynett, 20 disposals. Tom Highmore, 17 were valuable contributors as well in that VFL report. So we sit 3rd on the ladder in the VFL, going very well at Sandringham, and it's very good to see that's translating into the AFL team as well. So very good form overall from the AFL and VFL sides this week. Now on Wednesday, the mid-season draft takes place, and we've had some success with that. I think Cooper Sharman was a very big pick last year in the mid-season draft, proved very valuable for us late in the year, and so far this year's been pretty good. We've got, I think, 2 picks going into the mid-season draft because of the long-term injuries to Jack Hayes and Nick Caulfield. I've been doing a bit of research, and I've found a couple of potential targets that have been reported, so we'll go through them now. The first one is inside midfielder Oscar Forkled. He's hit form at the right time at the NAB League and backed up with a 16 possession and 1 goal performance in the VFL for Geelong. So he plays in the VFL for Geelong. There's also a bit of belief that the Saints are interested in a medium-sized forward, which is interesting because I think we've got a lot of them, in Hugo Hall-Cahan, who has blossomed after a long injury battle as a junior. So those are the 2 there. There's not much details on them yet. I'll do a bit more research on that in the coming days, but we've got 2 picks. It just depends on what we need. I think it would be quite good to get another inside bull, or maybe even someone that has a bit of pace that can break the lines in the middle of the ground, because if there was one negative to take away from the North game was that we got beaten very easily in the clearances, and they got a lot of easy ball out of the middle, whereas ours were kind of hack kicks. it'd be great to have, we want Zach Jones to be that player, but it'd be really good to see if we could draft someone that could just come in, have a bit of pace and go through the guts and get his 15, 20 disposals and just add another string to that midfield bow, because we've got a lot of players now that are going through the midfield, but I think we just need someone with a bit more of that explosive pace out of the middle. Now, I mentioned Jack Hayes in the last segment. I think it was on Thursday or Wednesday, it might have been, we announced an extension to his contract, which we all knew was going to happen because after he was injured, Brett Ratton said in that press conference, I think it was after the GWS game, that we were going to work very quickly to get him signed because we wanted to take that stress off his mind, and really good to see the club back that up. He will remain a Saint until at least the end of 2024. So we thought it was going to be maybe a 1-year deal, but it's good to see the clubs up that, and he signed an extended 2-year deal with St Kilda. He's obviously suffered the ACL injury in round 6 against the Giants, and he's on the mend. It's awesome to see that he's working his way back with his rehab, and he's got the 2-year deal on the table, and he can rest easy now, knowing that he's going to be a Saint for the next couple of years, and well deserved because we all love him. And in the short space of time, in that 4 or 5 week stretch when he played, he kicked a goal. He dominated in round 1 when we lost to Collingwood, and he's just got that, he's got that St Kilda edge about him. He looks like he's been playing for St Kilda for a long time. So awesome for Jack Hayes, and can't wait to see him come back next year. Now, in terms of other contract news, there was some big news last week, and it's just not good news from the AFL side of things. Tilly Lucas-Rod is nominated to go to Hawthorn. Cat Phillips and Jackie Vo, Essendon as well. So those 3 players are off to new clubs. And then I believe we let go of Alana Woodward, Taylor Meyer. Kate McCarthy would like to explore her options, so we've let her go to do that. Isabella Shannon wants to take some time off to focus on some studies. And then Paige Price was delisted as well. So there's a lot of changes in the AFLW. Obviously, we still don't know what's happening with Georgia Patrikios as well. So on top of that, there's a lot of uncertainty. We're missing a lot of players. This year wasn't the year we wanted. So I really hope that the girls can be galvanized. We can get some good players in. And Nikki Dell can hit the ground running when the new season starts for the AFLW side, because when you lose players like that, there's a lot of good players there as well. But not great news, but news nonetheless. And now lastly, as always, the questions. It's been a nice, short, sharp Saints TV weekly, and we love those ones. Let's get straight into the viewer questions. This one's from Blake. What are the main areas of our game that we need to address, that we need to improve on? I would say the number one part of our game, and it's probably because we're missing a bit of Jack Steele there, but it's the clear centre clearances. We got beaten so easily yesterday in the centre clearances, and North weren't able to really punish us. Our defence held up, but obviously their forward line's not the most dangerous in the competition. But if you're going to do that against, say Brisbane in a fortnight's time when we play them at the Gabba, and they've got Lockie Neal, they've got Jared Lyons, they've got Rayner going through there, Zach Bailey, they've got some very good players going through there. They will hurt you, and their forward line is one of the best in the competition. If they get enough supply, clean supply through the midfield, they will chop us up. So I think we need to improve that. I don't know how exactly, whether we try different players in there, but obviously we've got Zachy Jones in there, Brad Crouch, Seb Ross, Gresham. They're all experienced bodies. Hopefully it was just a down game, but I feel like that's part of the ground that we need to improve on the most, because down back we're doing really well. I think we're the 4th ranked best team in defence, and then going forward we've actually got a very dangerous forward line, and we can kick goals very fast as we've proven. So I don't have any worries any other part of the ground. It's really just in the guts. This one's from Tom. Who will make way for Higgins? And I'd say Butler as well. Hard to think of someone after today. I think Sharman's probably the main one, just because the last 3 weeks he's kicked a goal, but he hasn't done anything else around the ground. He's had 8 disposals. The Geelong game was different because he had to kind of tag Tom Stewart, and he did a very good job. But the last 2 weeks, he's not really had to tag anyone. We played North yesterday. He could have kicked a bag. It could have been a game where he did kick a bag, but he didn't. He had 1 goal, good mark, but apart from that, he was pretty unnoticed. So I think, Sharman's probably the one that would come out for Higgins. The most like for like, I would say. Quinny's asking, did Seb Ross kick that goal intentionally? I don't. Obviously he didn't. He would have gone long. I believe he was trying to get Max King out the back. But in the form that Seb Ross is in, some of the stuff that he did yesterday, but overall this year, he's playing some amazing football, and that's stuff that he's never done in his career. He's taken the game on now more than he ever has, and it's so good to watch. And he's hardly getting caught. I think he's a bit quicker than what we all give him credit for, and to kick a goal that way yesterday was well deserved. I don't think it was intentional, but I think he deserved it because he's worked his ass off all season, and his form is just, it's just blossoming at the moment, and that was an awesome goal for us. And it really did help us kickstart that kind of 3 or 4 goal stretch that really got the better of North Melbourne yesterday. And lastly, this one's from Dylan. How good is it watching Josh Battle throw his body around and be rock solid in the back line? What a man. Great comment. He did some massive things yesterday. There was a couple of massive tackles where we were right in front of him and you could hear that sound that they make when they hit. But he just gets up and goes off. It doesn't hurt him. The other player's wrecked. And then he took that amazing mark in front of, I think it was Nick Larkey. And just took him out, but took the ball first. And he's just a really rock-solid defender now, and it's awesome to see. And we needed to find a position for him, and we found one for him. So awesome job from Josh Battle. Really great to see, and it really sets the tone for us as a footy club. That's it, Sainers. That's Saints TV Weekly for another week. A lot of news there to get through, so I appreciate you watching. Please like the video. If you enjoyed it, comment your thoughts. Let me know how you're feeling about the club as a whole. And obviously subscribe if you're a Sainer and you enjoy the content. If you're not and you enjoy it anyway, please subscribe. We're getting to nearly, I think, 3,500. It'd be great to get to 4,000 in the next couple of months. That'd be an amazing goal. And then 5, 6 and onwards and upwards from there. There'll be some more videos coming out during the week. Obviously, Saints TV podcast will be out tonight and tomorrow. And Wednesday for the vodcast. And then we've got this weekend off, the bye. And I'll be doing some more content, hopefully doing a mid-season review video, and we'll go through the fixtures so far and how we're going and where we can get better and just the key talking points of season 2022 so far. So take care of yourself, Saints. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you during the week for some more Saints TV content. But until then, take care and go you mighty Saints. See you guys.